lost my mom at the age of 7 from a drug overdose. I bounced back and forth from grandparent to grandparent and never really had a stable home. I grew up in church. I knew about Jesus. I've been saved and baptized, but I never really did it for me. At 16, I ended up getting pregnant with my first daughter, Shaylee, and was married and divorced by the age of 18. I started talking to my old high school boyfriend, and we ended up getting married and having my second daughter, Braylee. I had a really tough pregnancy with Braylee. She was a 32-weeker and was in the NICU for 4 weeks. Later on, we found out she had a brain bleed. After we got her home, we thought everything was fine, and she started taking seizures. At this point in my life, I didn't believe in God. I had no belief whatsoever. I would ask, why me? Why do I have to go through this? I lost my mom, and now I have to watch my daughter go through this. When Braylee was about 7 months old, I had to run a Save-A-Lot to get some groceries, and her eyes hit the light and she started taking a seizure. As I was trying to work with her, I seen this man out of the corner of my eye, and he come over and asked if he could pray over her, and I said yes. I thanked him and continued my shopping and never seen him again. When Braylee was a little over a year old, me and my husband was sitting on the couch, and I told my husband that Braylee hasn't took a seizure since that man had prayed over her. And that's really what got me to believe in miracles. Later on, Braylee got diagnosed with cerebral palsy and was in physical therapy through First Steps. Her physical therapist was Kim Hillman, and she was at the house one day, and she had asked if Braylee had taken any more seizures, and I said no. And I was telling her about the story about the man praying over her, and Kim had asked me if I went to church anymore. I said no, and she had invited me to Summit. I kept on putting off going and kept on putting off going, and my father-in-law had got saved at another church, and it really inspired me to go. Through the whole service, I was fighting off God. I just kept on pushing him to the side, and we left and went home. We ended up coming back the next Sunday, and Mark was preaching the Game Changer series, and it was like he just smacked me in the face with the sermon. At the end of the service, Mark asked you to pray a prayer with him and ask for forgiveness, and in that back row at Summit, holding Braylee, I bowed my head and I asked for forgiveness, and tears of joy was rolling down my face, and that was the happiest day of my life. I felt the Spirit of God for the first time. After I got saved, my kid with cerebral palsy is now taking steps. It has helped my marriage so much. I used to look at all the negative of life, and now I try to look at the positive. If you're watching this today and God is tugging at you, don't fight him off like I did. Let him in and trust in God. He's one person that won't turn his back on you.